just gutty effort by our group. And as I continue to tell people, we're going to fight. This is a group that you're not going to see hang their head. This is a group that every game that they're coming out competing to win, not hoping to win, not wishing to win, competing. And there were moments today that I was just super proud of just our effort and our toughness. And we talked about a lot of things in prep. And we executed scout in so many ways. We just talked to them, though, about, moments in the game. If it's those 3 baskets, if it's a 3, if it's a layup. And just because of the parity of this league, every possession matters. And there are a couple that we know we want to get back. But, this group is going to continue getting better, and this group is going to continue growing. And we know, because we see it every day and they do it every day, that they are coming in with a winning mindset, with a mindset of working to get better. And it is going to shift for this group.
Questions from players?
Going back to the beginning of the game, you hear the sound of the crowd. Was that sort of extra motivation when you started to put points up on the board and you were hearing the reactions to them?
You got it.
Obviously we want to win more than anything, and I think having the fans is just an added, bonus. I think it's obviously the energy and the environment, it gets us all excited and we just feed off of it. So it's awesome to have them here.
The energy, it was rocking, and you love it because they're cheering and then the smoke comes out, they're cheering even louder. And I was impressed because, sometimes in these games they just cheer, but they knew who to cheer for. And that, to Sid's point, it was just, it had your adrenaline going. And so we were really, excited to have them here today.
Ty, you had an amazing game today, 27 points, 4 steals, played all 40 minutes of the game.
Go crazy.
Yeah, really great game. What kind of goes through your head on nights of or mornings like these?
Can I answer? No.
Who you guys
No, go ahead.
Just to do everything I can, just to help my team win. I just want to play my best because I know my teammates trusting me, taking shots and stuff like that. So I just try to stay locked in, just to make the shots when they count, and just to get my teammates open and get them going.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Was in her head.
Defensively, what kind of went it down to just locking in on a player like Quay Miller in the second half and really limiting her to her production and that?
Yeah, I think obviously, when we're preparing, there was multiple times, we practice her cutting baseline and just making sure we're there, cutting her off, know who we're reading with, just kind of going over all the schemes, and I think just being really locked into taking away her strengths so we can capitalize off our own.
Well, that was a game plan. She's one of their key players. And I thought that, you could see we were bringing the double team, and in moments where we had just a height disadvantage in some areas. So it was single coverage versus when we're going to bring the double. And we will adjust kind of in scout, and we'll adjust kind of how the game is going. And our players do a phenomenal job. You had some players playing out of position, but still making sure that they were where they were supposed to be. But that's just the flexibility of this group, and the fact that we trust them in multiple positions. But, Quay is a solid player because she's that matchup nightmare because she's a pick and pop. She's inside and out. But I thought in the second half we were way more physical. We were on time with our reds, with our traps, and it made it a little harder for her.
In the second half, the Buffs kind of had a pretty good second quarter. Ended 31-42, but third quarter you guys come back, you outscore them 15-11, hold them not a lot of points. What kind of goes on at halftime, what's being said to give you guys this push in the third quarter? Because past games you guys haven't done as well in the third, 3 points against Cal, but really great third quarter this game.
Well, we talk about it. This is a group that, we are pretty transparent as a staff, and they are locked in, as players. And I go in and I first of all ask them what they talked about. because it's important for them to communicate, and they communicate effectively to one another. And then we just key in on what we needed to work on. Their Laker cuts, their back doors were getting us in that first half. So we had to talk about how we were guarding that. What were the adjustments that we were going to make? And they didn't get those in the second half. And so that's, as a coach, that's the players listening and adjusting there. But it's just talking about whatever adjustments that need to be made, and they respond. And so we had been talking about the third, but at the end of the day, we're talking about 40 minutes. And so we don't want to focus on first, second, third, or fourth. We want to focus on 40. And today we said it was 35, it was 34, minutes. We got to put together 40 full minutes. And so we're seeing it. We're seeing different contributions, which is really good. And now we just have to be more consistent and not have those lulls at any point in the game.
I found one stat here that was pretty interesting to me, so I'm just going to hear what you think about it. Colorado, they had 13 assists in the first half. Y'all had 3. At the end of the game, it was 20 assists for them, 10 for you all. What do you think went into that? I know, Ty, you went 27 points, all on your own, which was fantastic. What went into like 10 and 20 difference there?
Well, I think a lot of it was they made layups. They didn't take a lot of outside. I mean, they hit a couple of threes, but theirs were layups at the rim. And so when you have those opportunities at the basket, your percentages are going to go up. But I think that started early when they were scoring around the rim. So I think that continued down the stretch. But I just think they capitalized more when they got around the rim. They finished where we might have had those same opportunities around the rim, and we did not knock those down. So I think it was just more where they were taking those shots and finishing around the rim.